Alright, so this video didn't go up on time. In fact, it wasn't a video. I didn't really have much to talk about. I really spent the last week finishing Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know, got all the shrines completed, defeated Ganon, got all the main story stuff completed, but there's still other things to do, and so I'm kind of doing that. I don't want to overdo it and play the game a whole lot, but I am sort of kind of going back, seeing what I can collect that I missed the first time. Since there's really not much to talk about as far as what I've been doing in the past week gaming related.
Yeah, and then he sees again, and then he does the master song like this. And then there's a big Ganon, and then he starts fighting him. And then he does on the princess horse.
Yeah, well, it could have been spoilery, but who knows what he was saying, really. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'll take it from here. Okay? No, I'll take it from here. Okay. The things I did not like about Breath of the Wild. Is that even possible? I'll start off with the first main thing, that it's the weapon degradation. And I'm gonna kind of make this spoiler free. I'm not really gonna spoil the game in any... I'm not really gonna spoil anything with what I'm about to say, but I just think it's very interesting discussion. So let's talk about the weapon degradation. In Breath of the Wild, as you pick up different weapons, and there's just a few different types. There's the swords, there's the two-handed swords, there's spears, there's axes. I mean, there's a couple other variants, but they're all very similar, and they all do the same things. There's very little in weapon variation. So early in the game, as you're getting these weapons, you realize they break quickly, and you're kind of frustrated about that, because then you're just moving on to the next weapon. As you're learning the combat at the beginning of the game, you're having to then switch to another weapon, and that's usually done by holding down right on the D-pad, selecting a weapon, or going into the options. Sometimes it breaks up the flow of combat. But the thing is, it wasn't an issue later on in the game. It's a very strange imbalance that Nintendo kind of had with how they did the weapon degradation system. What Nintendo should have done with the weapon degradation system is when a weapon breaks, you don't lose it, but you can actually go to pay to have it repaired. So you can keep like 3 or 4 of a specific weapon type that you want to keep. But I think early on, it almost doesn't matter with the types of weapons that you have, and that where you're going to just pick up anything and use it, right? It almost makes it where there's just too many different weapons at the beginning that break so easily that it doesn't matter. There's no long-lasting effect. Once you get to a point in the game where weapons are a bit stronger and last longer, then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I like these types of weapons, I'll keep these on me, I'll always pick this one up and not that one. They could have done something with that there, and I think being able to repair weapons would have been, not that the game needed that, but I think that adds more of a gameplay layer than just straight up weapons breaking. Alright, another thing I didn't really like too much about Breath of the Wild, and this is a very obvious one that I don't think anyone could disagree with. This is when you would find a chest, you would open it, and it would have a weapon, but then, oh, hey, you have too many weapons, you can't carry anymore. So then you have to accept that menu, and then animation closing the chest, then you want to press start, get into your inventory, and drop whatever weapon you want to drop. You should have made it where, when you open the chest, it says you have too many weapons, it should say, you know, cancels, just get out of that screen, or choose a weapon to replace.
I had to call them and we just so again. So I did so again.
Well, you have to talk to the camera, you have to look at the camera and talk.
I didn't have a master sword, so I'm just gonna put away my bed from Zelda, and then I'm just gonna get a master sword and talk again, and then the princess to let me have the master sword.
Cool. And I think another thing that might be a little unfair that I didn't like about Breath of the Wild is the performance. You know, I love having a high-end PC so I can play games with maximum graphics on it. And you know, I can't really knock Nintendo for this. This is just what they've been known for. They've never come out with amazing graphics for us to then expect that from them. With Breath of the Wild, you're getting low frame rates, things drop all the time, resolution's low. It doesn't matter if it's Switch or Wii U. It's just not what a modern game should look like. I can only imagine how much more incredible Breath of the Wild would have been if it ran at 60 FPS, 1080p. I mean, that would have been amazing. It's weird to think that with as great and as amazing of a game that Breath of the Wild is, the graphics just aren't that great. And as you can see, I got the PS4 on behind me. I'm actually, now that I'm done with Breath of the Wild, I'm getting back into Nioh, because I've never really completed it. I'm in the last region, and I'm trying to actually get that completed.
I didn't have this. My baseball kid.
He's trying to show off this. He's turning 4. We got him this. His big brother's in baseball. So, yeah, I did like that. Don't worry, Little Tykes is not paying me for this. But it's weird. I feel like I'm in this weird lull now that I've completed Breath of the Wild. I don't really feel like playing anything else. And this is something that's happened with the Soulsborne games. As soon as I complete a Souls game, I go about a week or 2 where I'm kind of depressed. I went through this grand adventure that some developers have created, and when that's done and there's nothing else, I just kind of feel a little sad and lonely. There's nothing I can really play. I do want to play Flint Hook, made by Tribute Games, Curses of Chaos that I mentioned in the last episode. Looks like an awesome roguelike.
And then we're about to play Yago Madsen.
Anyway, so that's about it. That's all I've got. Hopefully I'll have more next time. I haven't even got anything from Gamefly. I got to send back the other games. I haven't even been playing them. So yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.